Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. प्रेम ज्यादा ज्यादा प्रेम हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Mataji, Sitarani Mataji, make me the co-host. Mataji, I can share my screen.
Yes, Mataji. I'm Rajeshwari Mataji. I'll make you Mataji.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Atyadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura Dushe Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Muktam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tatsat Manchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So then with pranams to all the devotees. So we are on Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter number 14. We will start from text number 98. Before that, we'll sing this beautiful song. What does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want us to do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us in this beautiful song. We'll sing the song and then we'll quickly jump into Chaitanya Charitamrita 14.98 of 14.98 of Madhya Lila. Jai Gora Madhur Sware, Jai Gora Madhur Sware, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Gora Madhur Sware, Grihe Tako, Manake Tako, Sada Hari, Bole Tako, Sukhe Sukhe, Bolo Nako, Bada Hure, Hari Naam Karo Re, Bada Ne, Hari Naam Karo Re. Sukhe Sukhe, Bolo Nako, Badhane Hari Naam Karo Re. Gai Gora Madhur Sware, Maya Jale Bada Hoye, Acho Miche Kajalo Eko Nache Kanape, Radha Madhav Naam Bolo Re. Jai Gora Madhur Sware, Vivana Hoila Shesha Nabadila Rishikisha Bhakti Vinod Upadesha Ek Bar Nam Rase Matore. Jai Gora Madhur Sware, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Gora Madhur Sware. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is he saying? Gai Gora Madhur Sware. In a sweet voice, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking us to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grihita ko, Vanita ko, Sade Hari, Bolida ko. Whether we are in Grihastha Ashram, Vanaprastha Ashram, always we have to chant the holy name of Lord Hari. Sukhe Dukhe Bolo Nako, Vadane Hari Nam Karore. Whether we are happy, whether we are sad, we should simply take the holy names of Lord Hari. Maya Jale Badda Hoye, Acho Meche Kaja Loye. Ekona Chetana Pe, Radha Madha Nam Bolore. Right? We've been caught up in this three modes of material nature. We've been entangled in this material world from time immemorial. We don't know how, when we came to this material world. We were caught up in this clutches of Bhava Sagar, this material ocean. But now, Ekona Chetana Pai, we've received this human form of life where we can go back home, back to Godhead. Right? So, let us take the name of Radha Madhav. Radha Madhav Naam Bolore. Let us take the name of Radha Madhav and perfect our human form of life. Jivana hoilo sesha na bajile rishikesha. Bhakti vinod upadesha ek bar naam rase matore. Jivana hoilo shesha. Shesha means, the last part. The life is coming to an end. Na bajile rishikesha. But I'm not chanted the holy names of Lord Hari. So what is Bhakti Vinod saying? Bhakti vinod upadesha ek bar naam rase matore. At least one time, enjoy the taste of chanting the holy name. So in this consciousness, let us follow the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Saying, hearing the glories of Krishna, speaking the glories of Krishna, speaking the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is all amounting to remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. So that is the purpose. of chanting Hare Krishna, speaking the glories of Krishna, hearing the glories of Krishna. That is the purpose. So let us hear about the wonderful pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially after the Rath Yatra, Maha Mahotsava, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in this wonderful garden where he gave mercy to Pratap Rudra. And then what happens? He released wonderful prasadam. He distributed wonderful Jagannath prasadam to everybody. And in this way, he also went to various homes, to Advaita Acharya's house, Nityananda Prabhu's house, all the various devotees. 2 to 3 people called him at a time. Because Mahaprabhu could only go for lunch to one place, and then the devotees were so many. And then what did they do? 2-3 devotees together, they started calling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch prasadam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to their houses and blessed them. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was enjoying these wonderful pastimes. In 96, 97, 98, what did we see? After this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into the garden enjoying the pastimes of Vrindavan. So in Jagannath Puri, we are seeing how the divine transcendental pastimes of Vrindavan are manifesting here. How is that? We saw that, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is explaining in the previous purport, Vrindavan Vihara, that's the pastimes of Vrindavan. But in this, there is no, the Rasa Lila that we generally think of. What is? Shri Radha and Krishna's pastimes. But in where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is involved, the Sankirtan pastimes are said to be non-different. In Srivas Angan, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually did this 24 hours Harinam Sankirtan, over the night used to go. Overnight Sankirtan is considered to be non-different from the Ras Leela of Shri Radha and Krishna, or Krishna with the gopis, like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now sitting in this beautiful garden near the Gundicha Mandir, and is enjoying the cool breeze. There is the chirping of the birds, and there is very, very wonderful atmosphere. Now let's continue. 14.98. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All right, so devotees can raise your hands, and then we will quickly read. So I'll read the first verse, and other devotees can raise your hands. Prativrikshatale Prabhu Karena Narthana Vasudeva Datta Matra Karena Gayana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There's a wonderful pastime. So the non-purports. So we'll just quickly go through these wonderful pastimes and relish the nectar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced beneath each and every tree, Vasudeva Datta sang alone. Vasudeva Datta is a great singer, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing to the song of Vasudeva Datta. Rupali Mataji, go ahead. Text number 99.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam.
Eka Tale Eka Gana Gaya Parama Aveshe Eka Nate Gauranga Raya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As Vasudeva Datta sang a different song beneath each and every tree, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced there alone in great ecstasy. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually doing so much of wonderful pastimes in this garden. But Vasudeva Datta is singing very beautiful songs, and our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing in ecstasy. Chandana Mataji, please go ahead. Text number 100.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Tabe vriksheshware Prabhu kahilan.
Tabe vakrishware Prabhu kahila nachite. Vakrishwara nache Prabhu lagile gaite.
Yes, Mataji. Tabe vakreshware Prabhu kahila nachite. Vakreshwara nache Prabhu lagila gaite. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then ordered Vakreshwara Pandita to dance, and as he began to dance, the Lord began to sing. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Right. So when Vasudeva Datta was singing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started singing, and Vakreshwara Pandit started dancing. This is the same Vakreshwar Pandit who was doing 72 hours kirtan when he came to Navadvip. And that time, who was delivered? Anyone knows? Okay, fine. You all raise your hands for this reading, right? So this was who got delivered? Who actually offended Srivas Thakur? Devanand Pandit. Devanand Pandit who offended Srivas Thakur. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu removed the mercy. But later on, when Vakreshwar Pandit came for doing kirtan, that time Devanand Pandit actually came to assist Vakreshwar Pandit, so nobody disturbs him. He took a stick and he just ensured no crowd comes in Vakreshwar Pandit so that he can dance ecstatically. And in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very pleased. Oh, he's pleased my dear devotee. And in this way, he told Devanand Pandit to go and beg forgiveness from Srivas Thakur for the offense that he had committed. We will not go into that offense. But so what does it indicate? When we continue to serve Vaishnavas, then whatever aparadh we might have committed knowingly or unknowingly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will reveal to us so that we can beg forgiveness from the Vaishnava. And in this way, we can progress in devotional service. Moral of the story, we have to take every opportunity of rendering devotional service. And in this way, please Guru and Gauranga. That's the moral. All right. Sindhu Mataji, go ahead. 101.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 101. Prabhu Sange Swarupadi Kirtaniya Gaya Dikvidikhi Jnana Prema Ravanyaya. Translation. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Then devotees like Swarup Damodara and other Kirtana performers began to sing along with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being inundated with ecstatic love, they lost all consideration of time and circumstance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So they lost all consideration of time and circumstance, right? Namnam akari bahuda nija sarva shaktish tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrisham mihajani nanuragaha. Right? The second verse of Shikshashtakam. It says that right, there are no time, place, and circumstance when we actually chant the holy names of the Lord. So here also, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was singing and very beautifully Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing, all of the other devotees present there also joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in singing. And in this way, they didn't know when the time was passing. Right? Recently, Kalasoda Mataji was giving the Bhagavatam class. It was so wonderful. Mataji was so, depicting like a mono-acting drama it was going on. Right? And then we were thinking, time, 1 hour has passed. It seemed like it was just a couple of minutes. And Mataji was explaining so beautifully like that. When very senior devotees give a class, it is like, oh, the Lord's passings are so beautiful and we don't know. We lose a track of time. Time is 1 hour has passed like that. So in that way, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was singing and devotees like Swarup Damodar and all the other Kirtaniyas, they all joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then they lost consideration of time, place, circumstance. 24 hours continuously, they were chanting and dancing. So in this way, 102. Who wants to read? Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Yei mata katashana karivana lila Narendra sarovare gela karite jala khela. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After thus performing pastimes in the garden for some time, they all went to a lake called Narendra Sarovara and there enjoyed sporting in the water. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So here we are seeing that after performing pastimes in the garden, this Kirtaniya, they were performing wonderful kirtan, somebody singing, dancing, ecstatic. Time went off. And then later on they thought, okay, let's go to the Narendra Sarovar lake and then we will sport in the water. So we see how there's so much of resemblance between Lord Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, right, where they had these pastimes in Yamuna river. And here in Jagannath Puri also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself is enjoying these wonderful water pastimes in Narendra Sarovar in Jagannath Puri. Next to Gundicha Mandir, all this is happening. Text number 103. Who wants to read? Krishnamurti Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Jala Kridakari Punaha Aila Udyane Pojana Lila Kaila Prabhulana Bhakta Gane. Translation by Sri Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. After sporting in the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to the garden and accepted prasadam with the devotees. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So after they had their wonderful water sports, if we can say, then they all returned to the garden and then accepted prasadam with all the devotees, right? About in the same chapter we saw what were the wonderful kinds of prasadam that was coming from Jagannath temple, and all of them were relishing all of those wonderful sweets and pakoras and puris and all of that, isn't it? So it was in this chapter only. Text number 104. Shobha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Yes.
That's 104. Navadhina Gundicha Tera He Jagannatha Mahaprabhu Aiche Lila Kare Bhakta Satha. Hare Krishna, translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For 9 continuous days, His Lordship Sri Jagannatha Deva stayed at the Gundicha temple. During this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed there and performed the pastimes with his devotees that have already been described. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Yeah, so Jagannath is Krishna himself in separation from Radharani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani, in the mode of Radharani in separation from Krishna. So when Jagannath, they stayed at Gundicha temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed there. So this is a kind of a milan of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So that's why it's so much ecstasy in dancing and kirtan, in performing so many water sports and all that. So they were saying in Gundicha Mandir like that. Text number 105. Lalita Narayanan Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Vallabha Nama Bada Pushpa Rama Navadina Karena Prabhu Tatai Vishrama. Translation, Peace, Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The garden of his pastimes was very large and was named Jagannatha Vallabha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his rest there for 9 days.
Yeah. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed there for 9 full days and he was having these wonderful pastimes. Garden pastimes are what pastimes? Singing and dancing in Harinama Sankirtan. And then the 5th day after the Rath Yatra is the Hera Panchami. Hera Panchami is where Lakshmi Devi comes and sees, oh, what happened? Jagannath told me, Krishna is in the kingly form, like Jagannath, very opulent form. He tells Lakshmi Devi, right, after the Rath Yatra, I will come back. So he was to come back on the next day, but 5 full days went and Jagannath has not returned. Jagannath is in Gundicha temple only. And then Lakshmi Devi comes and checks, hey, what happened? Where is my husband? Like that she comes and checks out. Let's see what happens. Mohandas Prabhu, go ahead. Text number 106.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Ahera Panjamira Tina Ailap Janiya Kasi Mishera Kahi Raja Satyana Hakariya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Knowing that Hera Panchami festival was drawing near, King Prataparudra attentively talked with Kashi Mishra. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So the Hera Panchami festival is coming near, and King Prataparudra, what he will do, he will make arrangements for the devotees to stay. So along with because he's the king, right? He has to ensure that everybody is properly situated, everybody has got right accommodation, everybody is attending the festival, everybody is getting prasadam, everything is arranged with Prataparudra. So King Prataparudra was talking with Kashi Mishra regarding that. Text number 107. Who wants to read? Okay. Kalya Hera Panchami Habe Lakshmira Vijaya Aiche Utsava Karayena Kabu Nahi Haya. Tomorrow will be the function of Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijaya. Hold this festival in a way that has never been held before. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is talking about what is the Hera Panchami festival, how it occurs 5 days after the Rath Yatra festival, where Jagannath has left his wife and then he left to Vrindavan. It is said that it is like, Krishna going back to Vrindavan Dham. That is the Rath Yatra festival. From Kurukshetra actually to Gundicha temple. And because the goddess of fortune Lakshmi Devi is wondering, where is my husband? She is coming to Gundicha temple to check out. And then Hera means to see. Prabhupada is explaining. Hera Panchami. Panchami means 5th day. And Hera means to see. That means goddess of fortune is going to see Jagannath on the 5th day. Because this particular occasion happens on the 5th day of the moon. That's just after the Jagannath, 5 days after the Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. Text number 108. Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Text 108. Mahotsava karataiche vishesha sambara Deki Mahaprabhura aiche haya chamatkara. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Pratapadra said, hold this festival in such a gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you. See, what is the desire of the devotees, right? The devotees simply want to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Like that, in our consciousness also, that I have to please Guru and Gauranga in all my endeavors. Then all of the auspiciousness is already there while the work is being performed. It is not whether we get positive results or negative results, right? We were reading the path of perfection of yoga. When Prabhupada is mentioning the same thing, why is Prabhupada mentioning the same thing again and again? Right? Because in our consciousness, as we work, karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbur mate sangostu karmani. When we are offering the results of our activities to Krishna and we are doing activities for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga, the activity is already successful. We don't have to wait to see the results to see whether our activity is successful or not. The auspiciousness begins when the activity is being performed itself. So that's what King Pratapadra is saying, telling that the festival should be held in such a way that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be pleased. That means the beginning itself, auspiciousness already started. Even before the activity starts, the auspiciousness already started. 109. Shobha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Text 109. Thavera bandhare re, ara amara bandhare, chitra vastra kinkini ara, chatra chamare. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Hari Bol Mother.
Translation. Okay, take as many printed clocks, small bells, umbrellas, and chamaras as there are in my storehouse and in the deities' storehouse. Now they are getting into action. Now the auspiciousness is already set. Now, whatever we're going to do, we're going to do for the pleasure of the Lord. And then what are we going to do? Arrangements have started, right? Now we have a festival at home. Diwali is coming, right? Then we clean up all the house. But before that, we have to make up our mind. I'm doing all this because I want to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then we clean the house. We put nice rangolis. We prepare nice boga. We offer it to the Lord. We make murku, tate, and all those, whatever, bhakshanam or whatever we make. Wonderful offerings to the Lord, and in this way we please the Lord. But before everything, before the activity starts, we know we have to take a sankalpa that I'm going to do all this, but for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text number 109. Rupali Mataji, go ahead. Oh, sorry. Text number 110.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
ध्वज वृंद पटक घंटाया करा मंडना नाना वज्ञा नित्य डोलाया करा साजना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells. Then decorate the carriers and have various musical and dancing parties accompany it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Nana vadya nritya dolaya karaha sajana, right? So it was very, very important. See how much of details they're going into, right? So I was hearing the devotees class that the devotee was saying that devotional service in itself is the greatest benediction and attentiveness to details. That means when we get a service, it is not that, oh man, I know I have to just do the service. I just go and do the service. It's a tick mark exercise. No, we need to go into attention to details. How can I do it in such a way that my Guru is pleased, that Krishna is pleased? Every small detail. They're saying this bell, this colored bell, where will I hang it? How will it look nice? Like that, because we are pleased, we're trying to please the Lord. Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sambrama Sevyamanam. Lakshmi Devis, millions of Lakshmis are serving that Lord. And we are so fortunate. We also have an opportunity to serve the Lord. So how much care and attention I have to take. That's why we are seeing so many verses where they're saying the king, right? The Pratap Rudra is a king. He is discussing with Kashi Mishra where you have to get what, right? Decorate the carrier like this, decorate the flags like this, put the flags here, there. The ringing bells, it has to be like this, like that. It's so much of attention to detail. That means, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, love means to serve. To love somebody means to serve them. And to serve means to please. You have to serve in a way that pleases them. And how will you please them? When you are attentive to the details of the service and not just do it as a tick mark exercise. That's what is given here, right? Display, decorate the carrier nicely, various musical parties, and everything has to be arranged properly. Dola, mridanga, all of that. The details in next couple of verses will be that only. How we are going to arrange prasadam for the devotees, how we are going to arrange instruments for the kirtan, who is going to dance, how many parties we are going to have, all of that. Okay, next is text number 111. Who's reading? Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Dviguna kariya kara saba upahara rata yatra haite aiche haya chamatkara. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You should also double the quantity of prasadam. Make so much that it will even surpass the Rath Yatra festival. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. We saw that Rath Yatra festival, right? How much of prasadam. It was like so many verses describing what prasadam was made, how it was distributed, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to serve, how the most senior devotee actually is called to serve the prasadam, because the most senior devotees actually give Krishna and they serve the devotees. Because they already have Krishna in their hearts, they give Krishna to whoever they are serving prasadam. That's why we were discussing in that particular session how the senior most devotees always called forward to distribute prasadam, because they distribute Krishna Prem, Krishna Prasadam. In this way that happens. And then we also saw in that particular thing, Rath Yatra festival, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was serving himself personally. And then all the devotees were saying, Mahaprabhu, if you don't eat, you will also not honor prasadam. And in this way, there was loving reciprocation between the Lord and the devotees. And then the Lord made, the devotees made Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit down and served him all of the wonderful prasadam. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate to his heart's content. And seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have this prasadam, all the devotees were so happy. And they also started having the prasadam. This is the mood that we serve the senior devotees, that we serve all the devotees present. And then seeing them honor Krishna prasadam, then we should be happy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying this Panchami, Hera Panchami, this festival should be even better than Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. That means there should be even more pomp and splendor and greater attention to detail, like that. All right, 112. Radhika Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Saite karita Prabhu lana bhakta gana swachande ashiya yaiche karena darashana. Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arrange the festival in such a way that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may freely go with his devotees to visit the deity
Without difficulty. So whenever there is this line above N, it is pronounced as, it's not Lana, it is Laya, right? Sita Kariha Prabhu, Laya Bhakta Gana, Swachande Asiya Yaje, Karena Darshana. Like S on top, the line is there, we know it's S, it's Shana, Darshana, like that. So Laya, it is pronounced as Laya Bhakta Gana. All right. So arrange the festival in such a way that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may freely go and visit may freely go with the devotees to have darshan of the lordships. So they want to arrange everything in a way that facilitates Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have darshan of the deities, to have association with the devotees, to give association to the devotees. In this way, they wanted to arrange a festival. Text number 113. Karpagavali Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Pratekali Mahaprabhu.
Prataha means early morning. Pratah Kale Mahaprabhu Nijaganalaya
Jagannatha Darshana Kale Sundara Chalayana. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. In the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associates with him to see Lord Jagannath at Sundarachala.
Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associates with him to have darshan of Lord Jagannath at Sundarachal. Right? Sundarachal is nothing but the Gundicha temple. Right? The temple of Jagannath at Jagannath Puri is called Nilachal, and the temple at Gundicha is called Sundarachal. And the Lord actually, for the Rath Yatra, the Lord actually travels from Jagannath Puri, Nilachal temple, to the temple in Gundicha. It's called Sundarachal. So the Lord resides in Sundarachal, which is nothing but the Gundicha temple, like that. Text number 114. Who wants to read next? Krishnamurti Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
नीलाचले ऐला पुनः भक्तगण संगे देखीते उत्कंठ पेरे पंचमीरा रंगे. हरे कृष्ण माता जी. Translation वैसी भक्तवेदांत प्रभुपाद की जय. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees returned to Nilachala with great eagerness to see the Hera Panchami festival. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So they all returned back to Nilachal, right? So they were in Nilachal, then they went to Sundarachal, which is Gundicha temple, and all these pastimes happened there. And then 5 days after Rath Yatra, they all come back to Nilachal now to see the Hera Panchami festival, right? Kashi Mishra, okay, who's reading next? Shamishwari Mataji, go ahead. Text 115.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dhanam Pranam. Kashi Mishra Prabhu Re Bahu Adara Kariya Swagana Sahabala Sthane Vasai Lalaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kashi Mishra received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great respect and taking the Lord and his associates to a very nice place. He had them seated.
Yeah. So now already the discussion has happened. Kashi Mishra and Pratap Rudra, they have already discussed how to make it very, very wonderful for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he has association of all the devotees. He's able to take all the devotees to take darshan of the Lord. And all this is arranged. And then now Kashi Mishra is receiving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to put the plan into action. Then who's reading? Chandana Mataji, go ahead. Text number 116.
Rasa Vishesha Prabhura Sunite Mana Haila Ishat Hasya Prabhu Swarupe Puchila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After taking his seat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear about a particular mellow of devotional service. Therefore, mildly smiling, he began to question Swarupa Damodara. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Swarup Damodara is none other than Lalita Sakhi. Right? So Lalita Sakhi, generally we know in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan Lila, Lalita Sakhi will always tell Radharani, don't allow Krishna when he comes here. Right? Why? Because Lalita Devi is very, very protective of Srimati Radharani. So here the discussions between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar is having the same flavor, discussion between Radharani and Lalita Devi, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani. In the is Radharani herself in the mode of Radharani, and Swarup Damodar is Lalita Devi. So let's see what is the kind of discussion that's happening. 117 to 118. Shameshwari, Chandana Mataji, go ahead.
I read just before Mataji. I forgot to read.
Oh, okay. Shameshwari Mataji, go ahead. Next, Radhika Mataji can read. Yeah.
Mataji, both verses or one verse?
Both.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Yadyapi Jagannatha karena dwarakaya vihara sahaja prakata kare parama udara tathapi vastara madhye haya ekabara vrindavana dekhite tanra utkantha apara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Lord Jagannatha enjoys his pastimes at Dwarka Dham and naturally manifests sublime liberality there, still once a year he becomes unlimitedly eager to see Vrindavana. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Jagannath is Krishna, right? And Krishna is in separation from Srimati Radharani. He is experiencing separation. So to go to Vrindavan means to unite with Srimati Radharani. So Jagannath always is looking forward for this Rath Yatra, which means going back to Vrindavan Dham. Text number 119. Lalita Narayanan Mataji. Okay, Radhika Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, sure. Vrindavana Samai Upamana Gana Taha Dehi Bare Urkantita Hayamana. Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Jai. Pointing out the neighboring gardens, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, all these gardens exactly resemble Vrindavana. Therefore, Lord Jagannath is very eager to see them again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, right? He knows what he likes, isn't it? But he's in the mood of Radharani, but he is Krishna himself. So he's saying, because the entire place resembles Vrindavan, Jagannath is very eager to come and see them again, like that. Text number 120, Mohandas Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Bahira haite kare ratar yatra chala, sundara chale ya Prabhu chati nila chala. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Jai. Externally, he gives excuse that he wants to participate in the Ratha Yatra festival, but actually he wants to leave Jagannath Puri to go to Sundarachala, the Gudicha temple, a replica of Vrindavana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Jagannath Puri, Lord Krishna is worshipped in opulence, right, with awe and reverence. That is like, that is like Dwaraka and Mathura, where Krishna is worshipped with opulence. But Krishna likes to always be this wonderful cowherd boy. He just wants to sport pastimes in Vrindavan Dham. So he always wants to go back to Vrindavan. So this Ratha Yatra, like we already discussed, is the going of Lord Krishna back to Vrindavan Dham. So the Gundicha temple, also called the Sundarachal, represents Vrindavan Dham. And then going back to Nilachal temple, which is in Jagannath Puri, it represents going back to the Dwaraka or the Mathura Dham, like that. Because Gundicha Dham is more in the outskirts, it's more like a village atmosphere. Whereas in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri temple, it is more like opulence worship, like that. Okay. Text number 121. Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Text 121. Nana pushpodhyane tata kele ratri dine Lakshmi Devi re sange nahi laya hi karane. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord enjoys his pastimes day and night in various flower gardens there. But why does he not take Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, with him?
Yeah, so now the question has come. Lakshmi Devi has to come in search of her husband, isn't it? Where is my husband? It's 5 days past, Rath Yatra is over. Where is my husband? So why is Lakshmi Devi is not being taken? Let's see. Text number 122. Swarup Damodar is replying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who was reading? Yeah, Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. स्वरूप कहे शुन प्रभु कारण इहार वृंदावन क्रीडा ते लक्ष्मीरा नाही अधिकार. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Swarupa Damodara replied, My dear Lord, please hear the reason for this. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavana. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Even Lord Shiva wanted to take part in the pastimes of Vrindavan. So he had to become a gopi, right? So wherever there is opulence, where there is awe and reverence, worship of the Lord, such bhava, those devotees who have such bhava, although they may be very exalted devotees, right? Lakshmi is actually the energy of the Lord, isn't it? But still, they don't have the opportunity to take part in the Vrindavan Lila. Right? There is Krishna is complete, more complete and most complete. In Dwaraka is complete. In Mathura he is more complete. And in Vrindavan Dham he is most complete. Because there is no tinge. In Dwaraka he is worshipped with opulence. Right? Rukmini Devi, Satyabhama, you're all married. We also seen this beautiful song. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jayo Vrindavana. Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Mohana. In that song it comes. Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajete Prachar. This Parakiya Bhav is like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's not a normal wedded relationship, right? This is considered most abominable in this material world, right? The two people are staying without getting married, right? But because everybody is Amsha of Krishna only, everybody is expansion of Krishna only, right? Everybody is meant to be enjoyed by Krishna only. So in this case, when someone completely surrenders to the Lord, especially like the amorous pastimes between Radha and Krishna, which is in the Parakiya Bhava, that is supposed to be the highest, and Lakshmi Narayan and all of this, Rukmini Krishna, Satyabhama Krishna, they're all married to Krishna, right? But the Sparakya, that is Swakiya. Swakiya means there is this Madhurya, but that is more of Aishwarya Madhurya. There is a more of coloring of Aishwarya in it. Whereas Vrindavan pastimes, there is no Aishwarya at all. There is complete sweetness. There is only Madhurya. There is complete sweetness alone with no tinge of Aishwarya. So that's why Lakshmi Devi wants to be part of it. But Swarup Damodar, who's Lalita Devi, is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radharani, saying that she cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavan Dham. So who are admitted there? That's what we'll see. Lalita, Narayan and Madhaji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Lilaya Krishnera Sahaya Gopi Gana Veena Krishnera Haritena Remana. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the pastimes of Vrindavana, the only assistants are the gopis. But for the gopis, no one can attract the mind of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, no one can attract the mind of Krishna, and the gopis are only interested in seeing the Shyamasundar form of Krishna. So here, it's 2:55. We'll end here. We can continue tomorrow. So it is said that when Krishna saw the man, the gopis all felt, oh, Krishna is mine. Krishna is here dancing with me. That time, Krishna disappeared from the Rasa Lila. At that time, when the gopis were searching for Krishna, Krishna was standing there in his Narayan form, with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And then the gopis are asking, oh Lord, do you know where it is? You're looking very majestic, but do you know where Krishna is? And then Krishna is thinking, I'm just standing here in front of you. But they don't recognize Krishna like that. They don't recognize this opulent form of Krishna. They recognize Krishna as Shyamasundar, Achintya Guna Swarupam. What is that? Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksham, Barhavatam Samasitam Vada Sundarangam, Kandarpa Koti Kamani Visesha Shobham, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. They see Krishna playing the flute, Barhavatam Samasitam with the Sundarangam, who's having a nice peacock feather, who's having a nice flute, who's not carrying all these weapons of, weapons like Shankha, Chakra and all. Right? So what they see this Krishna who is Shyamasundar form. And then they ask this person who's holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma, where is my Krishna? So they don't have this kind of emotion, does not come, right? This is like Krishna in the office, right? Where a person who interacts with a person at home, he cannot interact the same way in the office with the same person. Although both the people are the same, there is a difference in the emotion, there is a difference in the way people talk to each other at home and in the office. Although they may be the same people, they may have the same rasa, but there is more sweetness at home, right? And there is less sweetness and more of, diplomacy. There is more of official way of talking in the office, isn't it? That's why Krishna in Vrindavan is like being at home, right? Where he enjoys relationship of Madhurya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, in the form of more of Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa and Madhurya Rasa. Whereas in the office, it is more of Dasya Rasa. We all work for our master like that. So that Aishwarya Bhav is there in Jagannath Puri, it is there in Dwaraka, Mathura, etc. But in Vrindavan, that is not there. That is why Swarup Damodar Goswami is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lakshmi Devi cannot be admitted into these pastimes. And then we will continue this tomorrow. Thank you all for your patient hearing. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Grantaraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So everyone can unmute themselves now. In case there are any questions, any realizations, anyone wants to share anything, you may do so. And then we can end in about 2-3 minutes. Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much for joining in. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.